So we're going to talk about how to add 5 to 10 buyer or seller opportunities to your pipeline within the next 30 days, guaranteed, right?
We're excited.
I know you're excited because you're all here, right? You know, and so I know that you're excited, and I'm excited too. Believe me, even just delivering this to you, I am super excited. All right, and so you're gonna learn. What you're gonna learn is you're gonna learn 3 steps that my realtor clients are using right now to have a pipeline filled of ready to sell and ready to buy opportunities. And the most amazing part about this is that it's all without cold calling, door knocking, or running online ads. Okay, and so just like we've done here. Where are you, Eric? Am I going the wrong way? All right, just like we did for Julia, where for Julia we were able to establish 91 opportunities in her pipeline, 15 seller opportunities, 28 buyer opportunities, 28 opportunities of individuals who are looking for investment, and 20 referral opportunities. How many of you would love to have a pipeline like this? Yes?
Yes.
Right? How many of you would love to have a pipeline like this that is done automatically for you without you having to cold call, door knock, or run ads, right? Okay, so you might be saying, you might be saying to yourself, well, is this training for you? So here's what I'm going to share with you. And I know this is going to resonate with some of you guys more than others, but here's what I'm going to share with you. If you're tired of circle prospecting, door knocking, or wasting time cold calling, then this training is definitely for you, all right? If you're frustrated with leads that don't answer the phone, okay, or leads that ghost you, which I know we've all experienced that, right? Then this is definitely for you. And, where's my mouse? And if you would rather do more business with people who know, like, and trust you, let me see a raise of hands for that one. Then this is definitely for you. Because you know what? We all want to do business with people that know, like, and trust us. We want to do more business with the people that know, like, and trust us, right? Without getting frustrated doing some of the other things that we find ourselves doing in our real estate business, okay? And so you know that you need to do marketing as a real estate agent. And let's face it, it's not really our forte. For most of us as real estate agents, marketing is not really our wheelhouse. It's not something that we're really comfortable with, okay? And so you might be saying, you know, I don't have the time, you know, the quality of the leads are garbage. You know, it hasn't worked for me in the past. I've tried that, okay? You might be saying something like that. And so I want to make you an offer today. All right, I'm going to make you an offer today. And the offer that I'm going to make you is get my team and I to personally become your marketing department for your real estate business. All right. And so you'd never have to call, text, or leave emails or voicemails manually. It can all be automated, even down to the voicemails that you're leaving for individuals. And so where you'd allow a system to start a conversation for you to identify ready to sell and ready to buy opportunities, guaranteed, without cold calling, door knocking, or running online ads. Now, I know it's a bold promise, okay? So before we get into all of the details, let me share a little bit of information with you about myself, okay? I've been a realtor for over 30 years. I've helped many clients right across the GTA buy, sell, and invest in real estate. I've been doing this since 1987. So where does that take us? Are we like into 36 years now? Right? Since 1987, okay? Actually, November will be 36 years, all right? And so in the latter part of my career, I became the professional development trainer for Coldwell Banker Case Realty, Coldwell Banker, Royal LePage Connect, and Royal LePage Your Community Realty. And I've been able to train and coach hundreds of agents in lead generation, systems implementation, and strategies to really help them to simplify their business. And so if you're serious about your real estate business, then this presentation is probably going to be one of the most important ones that you've ever watched. So it's going to cover 3 proven steps for you to get 5 to 10 buyer and seller opportunities into your pipeline in the next 30 days on autopilot. Just like we did for Chris. We were able to help Chris establish 43 opportunities in his pipeline, 15 of which were buying opportunities, selling opportunities, 13 buying opportunities, 7 investing opportunities, and 8 referral opportunities. Now you might be wondering to yourself, if you've not already asked yourself, how the heck is he doing this? Right? Can I see your raised hands? Yes? You might be wondering, how are we doing this? Okay, well, here's what we do. We send carefully crafted emails and SMS messages to your database that are all about one thing, and that's grabbing attention, okay? And the result is in polling the people who already know, like, and trust you. Now, I think that I missed the slide, but I'm not gonna bother, right? But when we poll the people who know, like, and trust you, it's gonna do a few things. One of which, it's going to allow you to find the low-hanging fruit in your database that are already looking to sell their home, or they're looking to buy a home, or they know someone who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, which will result in a referral to you. Now, we call the strategy our client reactivation method, okay? It's a campaign that's going to identify those ready to sell, ready to buy, and referral opportunities practically while you sleep. So, are you ready to do this? Is this sounding like something that you're excited about, or that you could become excited about, and that you are ready to do? Let's go. Here's the first thing you want to do. And you might want to take photos of this if you want. It's perfectly okay. The first thing you want to do is you want to identify your contact type. Who is it that you would want to target, right? That you would want to potentially do business with? Probably it could be someone who has identified a specific need, right? Maybe they want to buy, sell, invest. They've identified a specific need. Maybe it's someone that you enjoy working with. You've enjoyed working with them in the past, so they are your past clients. They're your sphere, they're your center of influences, or someone that you've done the most transactions with. These are the people that you want to identify. So let's come back. They are your sphere, right? They're your past clients. They're your buyer leads. They're your seller leads. Or maybe they're leads that you've just forgotten about. Do you have those leads that you got from Google, maybe, that you never converted? Do you have those leads from Facebook, maybe? Right? Who's got old leads that they've never converted and they've maybe given up on? We've all got tons of them, okay? All right? And so the truth is, the leads that you've got right now, that you generated maybe last year, maybe you generated 6 months ago, a year ago, their situation has probably changed, all right? Okay, they're probably in a different mindset than they were 6 months ago or a year ago. Maybe they're ready to get into the market now. Or maybe they felt like when they should have sold a property when prices were at the peak and they missed that opportunity, maybe they're feeling they want to sell it like now. Maybe they're feeling the market's going to be going down and now's the time to really bail out and get as much money as they can. But whatever the situation is, your goal is that you want to generate those individuals who are ready to sell, ready to buy, simply by communicating to your database. Now, I got a big question for you. How many of us here are using a CRM right now?
Yes.
How many of us have a database right now? Or maybe I should say, who does not have a database? Who's not using a CRM? Definitely not anybody in here. So most of you, every one of you here right now, you've got a database, you've got a CRM, you've got people right now in your system, right under your nose, so to speak, right? That you want to have that opportunity to identify where they're at in the home buying, selling, or investing process. And so You might say, well, how do we do this, Eric? This all sounds great, but you've not told me anything yet. You probably haven't told me anything that I don't know. How do we do this? Well, we do this by polling your database. Have you ever polled your database? Anyone ever polled your database? No, not my guess. Has anyone ever polled their database? No? Are you probably saying, what does polling your database mean? I don't mean sticking a stick in it, right? But, right? Okay, all right. So what I mean is by conducting a survey. Have you ever surveyed your database? Anyone here ever surveyed their database? No. And so this is the challenge, right? Because we find ourselves marketing to our database, so to speak. Now remember, we already established that we're not good at marketing. We know that. We know that we suck as realtors when it comes to marketing. But we send out stuff to our database like spring forward, fall back. We send them recipes. We send them Halloween stuff. Don't we do that? We do that, yes? But do we ever stop to think for a moment that we could survey our database and find out exactly what they're thinking? We don't. It is a hidden, as a matter of fact, no one in here, other than my two guests, no one in here put their hands up when I asked, have you ever surveyed your database? No one.
It worked.
And it's not surprising, okay? Because over 90% of the people that I have surveyed, that we have surveyed, over 90% of the agents that we have surveyed, they have never, ever, ever surveyed their database. Never, not one time. So by implementing this one strategy, you're going to put yourself above the 90% of agents that are out there in the marketplace. This one strategy. The numbers I've been sharing with you so far, they've been staggering, right? 43 for Chris and 91 for Julia, right? They've been staggering, but they're real. Why? Because we surveyed their database, all right? So here's a key point. Key point number one. You want to keep your survey short. You don't want it to be long. You're not writing a letter, right? You're not trying to close a deal, right? You want your survey to be as short as possible, because when it's as short as possible, it minimizes the dropout. You have more people participating in your survey if you make your survey short. Key point number two. A large percentage of those people completing the survey complete it on their mobile device. So you want to give them multiple choices, make it easy for them to complete that. Key point number three, keep the formatting simple, all right? Keeping it simple means no logos, right? None of that. You don't need all of this branding stuff or anything else like that. Nothing that is going to take up valuable space on a mobile device. And key point number five, you want to test your survey. You want to test your survey on mobile devices to make sure that it's clean, quick, and simple. Now, there are a variety of survey platforms that you can use. You can use a platform like SurveyMonkey, for example, all right? Or you can use a platform called Sogolytics. Spelling mistake. It is Sogolytics, Lytics, all right? The difference between the two, and they're both free. You don't need to pay unless you decide that you want to, kind of get into some of the more upgraded features. There are going to be some limitations on them for sure, and they're both different. When I started this strategy, I started using SurveyMonkey, and then I found that there were some limitations. I couldn't download, I couldn't export, I couldn't. It certainly is. Sorry. I guess I was in the right place. Okay. All right. So let's get back over here. All right. So here's what you want to be saying in your survey. This is what a typical survey would look like. It would be, say, I'm doing a 2023 home ownership survey. And what are we doing? What are we asking them? Hey, are you planning on selling your home in the next 12 months? Right? Pretty good question to ask, right? Are you planning on buying a home within the next 12 months? Again, another very good question to ask. Are you interested in investing in real estate for long-term rental, like maybe Airbnb or something like that? And fourth question is, because we all love this one, and that's referrals, right? Who do you know, right? Do you know anyone that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in the next 12 months? And so that's it, okay? It'll take less than 30 seconds. Thanks. That's it. Now, we need to see a message maybe 5 to 12 times before we even respond on it, right? So what we've done is we've crafted a whole series of text messages, because we also know that most people don't read their emails. And we also know that SMS and text messages has a much higher open rate and engagement than emails do. But we still do both of them in combination. We send emails as well as we send text messages, right? And so this type of email works really well because you can send it to your sphere or your past clients. You can simply get them to click out of curiosity because they're going to want to know. And when they click, it takes them to a one-page survey. And you can, again, change the subject line. You can change the content of the email in the body to mix it up a little bit so you have a little bit of a variety, and that will also increase your additional results. We're extremely confident about this strategy that you can add 5 to 10 ready to sell, ready to buy opportunities to your pipeline in the next 30 days. Guaranteed on it, and we are continue to do it. Okay? And so here's Naisha. Naisha is she has a full-time job to establish 29 opportunities. She didn't have a database of past clients. She had a database of friends and families and people that she knew, what we would call our sphere or our circle of influence. And as a result, we were able to establish 2 selling opportunities, 8 buying, 12 investing, and 7 referral. Would that be okay for someone as a part-time agent, right? Would that be okay for Ben?
Excellent, yeah.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be great for Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, exactly. That's exactly what I thought. Now, I know it sounds like a crazy claim, but the reason why we can make such promises is because we've helped agents, again, just like you, to grow their business. Here's what you want. You want more consistency. You want more lead flow. You want more appointments. You want more business, all right? And so, just like Annie does, we were able to put 53 opportunities into Annie's pipeline, 11 selling opportunities, 14 buying opportunities, 21 investing opportunities, and 7 referrals. And so, but here's the real problem, right? This is the real problem. You're most likely not a marketer. Setting up tech stuff. You certainly don't want to waste your time behind a computer all day and writing and setting up marketing campaigns and things like that. You want to be out there doing the stuff that you enjoy doing, which is helping your clients buy, sell, and invest in real estate. You don't want to be concerned with all of the stuff on behind the scenes in order to make that happen. So what if I told you that we could guide you through this process? We could guide you through this step and every single one of our opportunities and our strategies that we have, step by step from beginning to end. This strategy that I'm sharing with you, by the way, is just one of a few strategies that we are implementing systematically around the clock. All right? I like this one because what I like about this one is that it doesn't really require you to have to go out and do a whole lot. All right? It's very, very simple and happens on autopilot. Like Chantel. Chantel here, we were able to identify 99 opportunities in her are selling opportunities, 30 buying opportunities, 45 investing opportunities, and 14 referral opportunities. Okay? All without having to spend a single dime on advertising or anything else like that. So, my offer to you is this. You can get on a private call with me, a private 30-minute call. We can discuss how we can add 5 to 10 ready to sell, ready to buy opportunities in your pipeline in the next 30 days. Guaranteed, we'll take a look at your present business that you have right now, and we'd create a plan for it whatsoever. All right? It's as short and as simple. There is no magical, silver bullet kind of a thing. But if you want to add opportunities into your pipeline right now, today, we could run our campaign through your database and we could identify those ready to buy, ready to sell opportunities for you right away. All right? Now, let me tell you about some of the challenges that we had before we created our system that we have. Actually, what you need to do next. All right? If you want to. If you want to schedule a time to have a conversation with me, here's what you want to do. All right? You want to go to 6stardiscoverycall.com or take a picture, all right, schedule a time. We'll talk about what your present situation is. We'll talk about what your database looks like, what's the size of it, what kind of system are you using, how frequently do you communicate with them, what kind of things are you sending out to your database, what does your database consist of? Is it past clients, is it old leads, is it new leads, is it just your sphere? Is it people that you did a transaction with this year or last year? You certainly don't want to send something out like this to someone that you did a transaction with last month, right? That would not look good on you. And so we got to determine, how do we segment the database? How do we sift and sort it? And I know this is a challenge for most agents because most agents do not have their database in a structured order. It takes work. It takes direction. It takes an insight and an understanding into what needs to be done in order for it to be effective. The results that I demonstrated here, it didn't happen just like that. It happened strategically. It happened by us being able to take a look at what was the goal that we wanted to accomplish and how are we going to accomplish that goal. If we're starting from here right now, how do we get to the end goal? All right, and so it does take a little bit of sifting and sorting, but that's our specialty. We know how to do that. We don't expect you to know how to do that. So we'll review your current business, we'll do the math, and we'll create a lead generation model for you. All right. Now, questions, because I know you probably got some questions. All right. So let's jump into some Q&A for a little bit. Let's talk about what do you think about what I shared with you and what questions do you have? Any? Come on, I wasn't that good. Huh? No?
Do people when they get the link, do they think it's a scam or not scam, but
virus or something?
Like a virus or something like that?
Great question. All right, so before we created our own platform, we used a variety of things. It was like a piecemeal because we had to kind of stitch it all together. We were doing the survey on one platform. We were sending out the text messages through another platform. A little bit wonky, right? But when we realized that we were onto something that was significant and that was good, and we started looking for a platform solution that would allow us to be able to do everything under one platform and make it a lot more seamless. And it does require some changes in your marketing approach. So for example, you will have a new dedicated phone number that your contacts might not recognize, having that you've not necessarily called them from that number before, or you've not necessarily sent them any communication from that number before. So there is that bit of learning process that takes place. But when you clearly identify within the context, within the content of your communication, who you are, your name, your brokerage, and et cetera, it does lend some validity to it. But yes, you will get those individuals that might say, hey, again, is that you? I'm not sure. I got this. I don't recognize this number. Right. I got this message from you. Is this you? Kind of a thing. That does happen. but it doesn't take away from the opportunities that we are going to be able to identify you. No ifs, ands, or buts, right?
Oh, so it gives you an opportunity because they've contacted you now. Yes, it's me. I just need you to fill out this thing. I just want to. So they've now just started a conversation. So it with you because I got a couple of those and it just allows you to start talking.
Or maybe you can just text them before and tell them that a survey
You
comes.
you can
So
you
you know
well
when it's gonna go up.
well yeah. We would determine. You would know exactly when you're going. I mean, there are different ways that you can approach it. You can certainly let them know through your normal channels, if that be the case. Hey, just want to let you know I'm expanding my marketing, and I have an online assistant. And so one of the strategies that we are refining right now is in our communication going out to your database, going out to your contacts. We are saying to them, "Hi, it's Louise. I'm Gen's online assistant. Just checking with you. Thank you very much." Type of individual on your behalf, right? And so, again, that is just to kind of bring some validity to it. It's not after they've completed the survey, we have automation that kicks into place depending on the answers that they give in the survey. Maybe it is they've decided, yes, they want to sell. We're going to send them one type of set of responses, or they said that they plan to buy. We're going to send them a different set of responses. And all of this happens automatically. It's nothing that you have to do where that is concerned. But again, we are also going to interject into that communication some kind of a humanity. So we're bringing an individual into the picture. It's a staff that you have that you don't have to physically have, so to speak. It's a virtual individual, all right? So, but great question.
Is it a person or is it an AI? I mean, is it like a...
Oh no, it's a physical So where we're at with this is that it is a physical person, well, in parts of the process. So the steps and the answers that the individual gave when they completed the survey, right? That will actually dictate what type of communication we get. Because our communication platform is set up, well, what if they say this, or what if they say that, or what if they do this, or what if they do that? Well, if they say this, send them this. If they do this, send them that. If they do this, send them this. And so it's already mapped out, so to speak. That is the next phase where you want to get to, where you want to take your interested parties that say, yes, I want to buy, I want to sell, I want to invest. And now we book them onto your calendar for you automatically without you having to even physically respond to those individuals who actually completed your survey. All right? So, yes.
So the assistant does, like, they do the follow-up and the booking for you,
Correct.
and she'll send it to your calendar.
Correct.
And you'll say, oh, okay, I have these.
There you go.
Okay.
All right? That's where you want to be. That's where you want to take your lead conversion to, right? And so we'll have the opportunity to talk about that and show you a little bit behind the scenes and what that looks like, should you decide that you want to kind of, take us up on that discovery call. But that's the opportunity there for you. And if worst case scenario that you don't want to do that, you can implement this yourself, right? You can say, hey, Eric, thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather just do it on my own. And I can tell you, yeah, you can do it, right? You can go set up a free account at SurveyMonkey or Sogolytics and set up a free account. You can create your survey in there. I think that even allow you to upload your contacts in there. You can even send them a survey through those platforms. You will have some limitations. It'll only allow you to send the actual survey, but it won't allow you to send a text message. All right, so that will be a different platform altogether. You've got KV Core. Those of you here at EXP, you've got KV Core. So you could set this up into a KV Core simply with your email, and you can craft a text message. You can embed it to a link. You can do all of that. Here's what we found. So we found that when we ran this through those types of methods, it became manually challenging for us, right? Because we'd send out, 100, 200, 300, 400 emails, text messages, and things like that into a campaign, 1,000 emails, 1,000 text messages, and people are responding right, left, and center. And then we're scrambling to turn it off for those individuals who responded. We got to go into the database. You got to find them. You got to turn them. You got to stop them from getting the next email that's going to go out, because then the next email goes out and they're like, man, I already sent you the email, man. I responded to you. Why are you sending this stuff to me, man? And so we've been there. We have been there. Okay, like we've been there. All right, and so the manual approach comes with its fair set of challenges. Now we don't have that anymore, because now we have our own system that we developed that allows us that when we send our campaigns out, the moment that someone answers the survey, it automatically stops sending them the campaign. All right, so it shuts that campaign off and it moves them over into completely a different part of the process. So when you don't have that, it can be problematic, because you're either scrambling to take them out of the campaign, or they're calling you asking you what the heck's going on, right? My guests are laughing because we've experienced this together, right? This is
3 times.
we've experienced this together. Nothing new. Great question. Any other question?
But for like Sogolytics, it's really nice because they do have an app. So if somebody did actually fill out my survey, I could track everything just from my phone. Whereas before I knew about that, I would have to go into their thing, figure out who on the list filled it out, go back into KV Core and remove them, and I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. But now at least, I that was a little hindsight the other round of it. I was like, okay, I could just go in and okay, great, it's that person, perfect. Let me just shut it down for them, so they're not stuck in that wheel of wait, I got this email. Is that you still? It is me. Oh my gosh, sorry. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's a better way. So yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
What if you guarantee 5 to 10 in 30 days?
Yes.
What if you don't hit the guarantee?
Then you don't pay.
How much for the cost?
That's the next question.
You see?
That all depends.
Everyone's thinking about it.
Full of
Yeah, that depends on the conversation that we have and what that looks like. So that's why we recommend you book a call with us. All right. But as you can see, the 5 to 10, although it would be attractive for almost any agent to have 5 to 10 opportunities in their pipeline that they never knew that they could have or never even thought that they could have, it's quite easily attainable based on the results that I've given you. All right. And so we're very confident that we can do that. But again, if we end up getting to that point where we're not able to do that, then the deal's off.
And what happens in the long term? Because in the beginning, your database isn't getting that much bigger. But if you
Yes.
already send it out to everyone and everyone got it, and X amount of people already filled out the survey and no one else wants to, what happens 90 to 120 days from now? Okay, it's going to be
Great question. Then you're talking about communication fatigue, right? You're talking about communication burnout. You're talking about over repetition, right?
Yeah.
So we recommend that you run this campaign somewhere at least 4 times for the year, right? Is the way that we've got it structured here right now. So definitely not in December and definitely not in January, but within those other months, you can effectively run this campaign for 4 times throughout the year. And again, because someone needs to see a message more than once before they actually take action on that. And what we do is those individuals who we have already identified as have completed the survey, they won't get the survey again, right?
for
So
at least 6 months, because it says 6 months. Like after 6 months, will it be sent the survey again or no?
If they completed the survey before?
Yeah.
No, no. We wouldn't send the survey to them.
But they're already set up on a campaign, I guess, to keep getting emails throughout the year or no?
Yes. So now, if they've completed the survey
Yeah.
and they've indicated that they want to buy or they want to sell or whatever the case might be,
Yeah.
then yes, then we would want to continue an engagement with them up until we've got them booked into an appointment.
Okay.
Once we've got them booked into an appointment, that's the end of any nurturing campaign, because we've fulfilled the biggest expectation, which is to get the appointment. Then it's up to the agent to decide, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
All right. So you've gotten the appointment, you've converted them, you've signed them up, you've sold them a property, you've signed them up, you've bought a property. Then it's up to you what you do as far as the communication is concerned with them after that, right? But what I can share with you is this. Like, again, would that be
Oh, sorry.
no problem. What I can share.
Stand to one of my-
That's okay. What I can share with you is this, all right? This is just the beginning of what we can potentially do for you working together with the type of relationship that I feel that we can develop over time. And this strategy by far is one of the simplest, easiest strategies to implement. Right? James, I see you're thinking.
Yep. I'm wondering that, do you do this in other language?
Huh?
Do you do this in other language?
No, but we can bring in an interpreter. I have no problem. I can speak, they can interpret. I can speak, they can interpret. That's fine with me. That's okay. Sounds good, right? Yes, very much so.
So I mean the campaign, the system that you use, because some of us we have.
But the emails, the
Asian
content,
client.
right? The content. They can't read English or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, understandable. I have not gotten to that point yet, but I'm not adverse to thinking about it and, exploring what that opportunity would look like. I feel it would be a great opportunity personally, right? And as you can see, there's not a whole lot to it. We don't have paragraphs and paragraphs of stuff to transcribe, right? It's very, very simple. So, yeah, whatever it would take to make it happen, would definitely look into that.
What do you do with if they have a referral? Do you get their email or phone number or something, and you call the referral email and then set up the appointment? Or how does that work?
Yeah, so the direction with the email. So they've said, yes, I know someone who wants to buy, sell, or invest within 12 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so the goal from there then is to get that person's contact information or to get in contact with that person who's willing to give the referral. I think it's always it's always better to get in contact with the person who wants to give the referral. You can have the conversation, you can find out, what is this referral all about? What are they looking for, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It gives you the opportunity to reconnect with that individual at the same time, right? Our objective out of doing this campaign for you, our objective is to get appointments booked onto your calendar so that you can have a conversation, so that you can get to exactly where they're at. They've given you a 12-month time frame as to when they want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. So we need to shorten that down. We need to condense it. We need to know exactly where within that 12-month window are we talking about. Mm-hmm. Is it August? Is it May? Is it July? Exactly when is it? In it, you can set your time frame and kind of conclude, in and around that time that they've said that they want to buy, sell, or invest. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yes?
I would love to book. Free 30 minutes discovery.
There you go.
call.
There you go.
I book online, right?
Yep.
Okay.
What does a campaign look like? Like, for example, someone says, I want to sell, I'm thinking of selling in 6 months. Then you start sending emails to them?
No, that's not that.
Or
Yeah,
is that something
no.
else?
We don't do that side of the process in terms of where they say that they want to sell in 6 months. Our thing, that's up to you to
Oh, okay.
decide. You know, what we want to do is we want to identify the opportunity for you.
Oh, okay, and then what we do with it is up to us.
That's right.
Set them up on a drip campaign. Or
Exactly,
whatever we wanna do.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
Right? We just want to be able to identify
Yeah.
and solidify the opportunity
So
for
you're
you.
combing through our database, targeting,
Figure out who's
Yeah.
there.
yeah,
Right.
motivators, motivation.
Because listen, I can tell you right now, all right? I can tell you, and this should probably get your wheels turning, all right? We've got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people sitting in our databases, and it's the amount of people that's in our database that holds us back from communicating with them because it's so many people. We don't know who to call, right? We're trying to find a needle in the haystack. This is bringing in a laser target to say to you, hey, these are the individuals that you need to focus on. They've put their hands up. They've raised their hands. They've said, yes, call me, contact me.
Now, what if I
I'm ready.
normally do contact my database?
Yes.
And would this still be effective?
So now, again, at the earlier part of the presentation, I said you want to be able to target your audience based on either people that you know, like, and trust you, or maybe it's your past clients, maybe it's your sphere. But if it's someone that you've done a transaction with just recently, you wouldn't typically send them something like this.
Yeah.
And even if it is someone that you communicate with on a regular basis, chances are you're not asking them these questions enough, right? And so what this does is this gets rid of all of the fluff, right? This gets rid of all of that. Hey, yeah, this just goes right. This just goes. It's like a laser. This just
How
goes.
are you? There's just
Yeah.
survey, do it.
Yeah, this goes right to the heart of the matter. We're not mincing any words here. The strategy here is to actually get them to either open the email or to click on the link to complete the survey, right? Okay, and we do know that the more that someone sees something, is the more likely that they are to respond and to participate. Sometimes they see for the first time, they fluff it off. They're not interested, right? Okay, or maybe they are interested, but maybe it's not the right time.
So you'll be able to know if they even opened the email or not.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then, let's say if they didn't open an email, you would maybe try text message, or maybe another email in a certain amount of time.
So our initial campaign is 6 touches. That is a campaign. It's a campaign that consists of 3 emails and 3 text messages. And once that campaign's done, that's it. Right? It's a 6-touch campaign, and it's effective enough that it works. And then we don't run that campaign again for another 3 months. Right? Yeah.
So do you have to reactivate it in 3 months, or how does it work?
No, when we do it, it's gonna happen automatically on Clockwork.
I see.
Right? When we set the campaign, we set the campaign out for a year. And if that campaign results in them responding, then it shuts the campaign down. Right? I think we just hit gold, man.
It's really good, guys.
I think we just hit gold. Yes, go ahead.
You have like a recommendation for like a CRM to manage your contacts other than like a contact list on your phone?
Oh, yes. 100%.
Like I
So-
use Pipedrive.
So 100%. You can, well, you're at EXP, yes?
Used to be.
Used to. Coming back soon.
We'll come back.
We're waiting for
shortly.
you.
Let's lock the doors, guys. Lock him in here. Lock him in. All right. So yeah, you've got like your KV cores of the world. My favorite, one of my favorites, because I have quite a few. One of my favorite is Exact Contact. Yes, I love Exact Contact. for a few reasons, right? I love, it's called IXACT, Exact Contact, IXACT. If you're a brand,
App or website?
huh?
App or website?
It's a website. And they have an app also, right? It's relatively, it's maybe about $30-40 a month.
Yeah.
It's not a techie, it's not a high tech type of CRM, and that's kind of why I like it. It's simple, but the things that they do are really good value. Like they'll send out a newsletter to your database every month for you on clockwork without you having to do anything. It has some really great features in there that I really love. As a matter of fact, one of our strategies came out of Exact Contact, and that is where we recognize those individuals in our system who are homeowners, and we make sure that we send them their home anniversary, communication, market update, everything else like that, all automatically. And so, believe it or not, in KV Core, you don't even have a home anniversary date in KV Core, right? You got a transaction date, but it doesn't trigger anything. In Exact Contact, you can run reports, so you can see how many people have got a home anniversary date coming up in March, coming up in April, coming up in May. You can't do that in KV Core.
They do the reports. You do the reports yourself, or
Huh?
do they do it for you, or?
Well, you do it, but like anything else, I mean, the information is only as good as what you put in, right? One of the challenges that we have as realtors is that we do deals, but we're not very good at like we're not very good at systemizing our business, right? So if you have a database, you don't have proper names, you don't have proper emails, you don't have proper phone numbers, you don't have proper addresses, you don't have move-in dates, you don't have birthdays, you don't have, where they work, you don't have who are the other members of their family, you don't know their pets' names and all that. Like if you have a database, but you're not building out that database, then your business is only going to be as good as the database that you build. If you build a database and you build a good, solid database, then your business will be tremendous. So to answer your question about CRMs, there are many. I like Exact Contact.
I'll check that one out.
Yeah, they're a Canadian company. Their email content is really good.
It's a Canadian.
A Canadian company. And
Toronto-based.
Toronto-based, right?
I'm using Pipedrive right now. That one's pretty good too.
Yeah, Pipedrive is not bad.
You said it does market updates.
Newsletter.
Newsletter in the newsletter. Is it is that automated too, or like?
Yeah.
It's automated if you assign it to the contact. You still have to do some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's still like they'll still email it or whatever.
Yeah, they'll notify you and say, hey, your newsletter is going to be sent out on such and such a day. They'll give you an opportunity to edit it if you want to edit it. If you want to add anything to it, you can add to it. And then on the date when it's set to go out, it'll go out.
That's pretty cool.
That's a
I
good
never knew that.
KV Code
Yeah.
does
Does KV Core do that?
Yeah, KV Code does it.
No,
But not it's
No.
American.
Market report.
no, newsletter.
Newsletter. No, I'm talking about a market
What's
report.
the difference between user and market report?
So a newsletter is general good information about real estate in general.
I send that manually, but yes, you're right, KV Code.
Yeah, well, you have to create it.
I have somebody create.
Okay, all right, and that's fine. That's no problem.
We're not on your
Right?
level, buddy.
So yeah, you can do that. That's no problem. Good questions. Anybody else? Well, Andy,
Thank you, Eric.
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
I think we did pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so
On time.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. For taking the time. 6 star. Why is it 5 and 6?
Because
6 is better than 5.
6 is better than 5. Thank you very much.
Yo, you give me 7 stars, Sonny. I'm 11 stars. I got 12 stars right there.
Just keep
Like
going.
25-second abs. instead of
Just keep
30-second
going.
abs,
You can do 7 star. 7 star.
Yeah.